This video was made possible thanks to the support of my YouTube members and my patrons. Pledge today and you can get early video access, your name in the credits, and more. Links in the description. I'm really excited about this. This project has been months in the making, and it's something that's really super niche, and I don't think many people are going to care about it, but I want to share it with you anyway. But let me explain why I'm doing this. Also, you're going to want to stick around because I'm going to be giving 2 of these away to 2 lucky viewers. Stick around if you want to find out how that's going to happen. So I'm a huge fan of physical media, and like many of the things that have gone wrong in my life, I think Doctor Who is to blame. As Doctor Who fans, it feels like we were genuinely just so spoiled when it comes to the home media releases, particularly the 2 Entertain classic series DVD releases. Not only was it basically the best way to watch the classic series growing up, but if you were to watch the special features just from the 60s all the way to the late 80s, you basically had an abridged version of the entire history of UK television production. It's a genuinely amazing resource, even if you don't like Doctor Who. And more recently, these DVD releases have been superseded by the Blu-ray collection box set. Gorgeous artwork, gorgeous collection, more special features as well, and yeah, I just love this range. I like to try and get mine signed at conventions like this one, my season 10 signed by Katie Manning, or my season 12 signed by Tom Baker. And now for the revived series, firstly we had the DVD box sets, which were great. They also had the confidential episodes, and then these DVD box sets were reissued as Blu-rays and now Steelbooks. In terms of material on the discs, these Steelbooks aren't really much more different than your Blu-ray releases, but they come in limited edition packaging and they can be quite valuable, but for me, I just love owning these. The artwork is always gorgeous, these feel more compact, and also I like to get these signed as well. My season 2 has been signed by Steph DeWally from Joy to the World and Anita Dobson, who played Mrs. Flood. Here's my series 12 signed by Joe Martin, my series 4 signed by Graham Harper. I have a problem. Now my Steelbook collection is mostly complete, with one obvious exception. I don't have Series 9 on Steelbook. I've had to settle for the standard Blu-ray box set. The Series 9 Steelbook was released in 2016. It was an Amazon online exclusive, limited to around 2,000 copies, and for some reason has never been reissued. Now we could try and find one second hand, but your only hope for these now are on the second hand market. Here's Sex at £445, or, and God, look at this eBay listing, £749.99. Patreon.com/Trilby. For only £749.99, you can make sure that Mr. TARDIS never has to be without Series 9 again. I'll just have to settle for my standard Blu-ray box set for now. But there's one thing about this Steelbook range, this Steelbook collection, that has always really bothered me. If you watch all of these box sets, if you watch all of these Steelbooks from start to finish, you won't actually get the complete series. And I'm not just talking about some missing minisodes or some missing specials or stuff. No, actual pivotal big chapters in the Doctor Who story. You see, Series 2 to 9 contains all of the Christmas specials as part of the episode block. Series 2 has the Christmas Invasion, Series 3 has the Runaway Bride, and so on and so forth. That is until you get to Series 10. And this Steelbook is missing the final episode. Twice Upon a Time. And it's not like Twice Upon a Time is a small side special or a small side chapter. It's Peter Capaldi's regeneration. For whatever reason, no version of the Series 10 DVD, Blu-ray, Steelbook or whatever contains the Christmas special. You need to purchase it separately on DVD, Blu-ray, and I think there's a 4K version. Fast forward to Series 11, and Jodie Whittaker's first series, her first Steelbook, it doesn't have her first New Year's Day special. However, you can find it on the Series 12 Steelbook. However, as far as this Steelbook is concerned, Series 12 ends without Revolution of the Daleks, the next New Year's Day special, and Flux, the next series, doesn't include that special either. As far as the box sets, as far as the Steelbooks are concerned, Series 12 ends with the Timeless Children, with the Doctor locked up in prison and the companions take a TARDIS back home to Sheffield. Then we go to Series 13, where the Doctor is travelling with Yaz, and half of the remaining cast have just disappeared off screen. At time of filming, Twice Upon a Time and Resolution of the Daleks do not have Steelbook releases. And that means that on my shelf, these 2 releases stick out like a sore thumb. Apart from this Series 9 one, soon my pet. So as a result, I've decided to rectify this. So I reached out to a company called Masters of Steel. They're based in Europe and they basically make and print custom steelbooks. I think you can see where this is going. However, you do have to submit your own artwork. Now, I can't draw for toffee, so I decided to reach out to two of the coolest Doctor Who digital artists that I know to help me put this project together. Firstly, I reached out to Tom Bowen, another WhoTuber and an artist who has done brilliant digital artwork and posters for Doctor Who. I told him what I wanted, and that was artwork for a steelbook for Doctor Who Twice Upon a Time. And he rose to the challenge. For steelbook artwork, you need 4 elements, and to demonstrate this, I'm going to showcase my Paddington steelbook. So you need a front cover, you need a back cover, you need a spine, and you also need artwork for the inside, which is effectively a 2-page spread. Most Doctor Who steelbooks have the Doctor on the front and the companions or villains on the back, and I wanted to keep this to make it match with the other steelbooks. Also, since it would be next to Series 10 on the shelf, I wanted the spine to match it. Since Twice Upon a Time has 2 Doctors, I wanted them to cover the front and the back, but we're also dealing with multiple companions, and we also have appearances of the Daleks and the Cybermen in the story, so lots of work for Tom to design the artwork. Now let's have a look to see what Tom put together. I can already see David Bradley's first Doctor poking through here, so I know this is the right one. I am genuinely so excited for this. Here we go. Doctor Who Twice Upon a Time on steelbook. Also, this is genuinely my first time looking at these as well. So when you get steelbooks commissioned, they don't come with cardboard sleeves, so I decided to make the executive decision to have the logo and the name of the episode on the steelbook itself printed. And as you can see from the front here, we have a regenerating 12th Doctor. You've got Testimony over his shoulder here and Bill Potts on the other shoulder, and Tom Bowen came up with this idea to have the regeneration energy going from Peter Capaldi's hands, linking through the spine to the hand of the first Doctor, played by David Bradley. And on the back as well, you've got 2 TARDISes, you've got David Bradley's Doctor, you've got Villengard here, you've got Rusty the Dalek, Mondasian Cyberman on the battlefield, kind of mirroring Bill Potts on that side, and also Mark Gatiss' Lethbridge Stewart character. Also, I apologise for the changing lighting over the course of this video. The sun is just coming in and out of the sky. It's really frustrating, and genuinely, it just looks so cool with the orange and the yellows at the top and sort of like the dark blues on the bottom. And you open it up as well, and on the inside, this was my idea. This is a shot that I don't actually think appears in the episode itself. It was in I think it was the Comic-Con trailer. You've got these 2 TARDISes next to each other on the battlefield with Peter Capaldi and David Bradley stepping out of them. I think it's just such a cool, like, 2-image spread. And also got a little sticker here, you know, Master of Steel, Doctor Who, Twice Upon a Time. Thank you very much for that. Of course, the steelbook does not come with Twice Upon a Time, you know, I have to fork out for that myself, but in terms of the actual case itself, I really could not be happier. I think it looks so gorgeous, and Tom Bowen is such a brilliant artist. I've linked to his portfolio and everything down in the description below. Check out his work, check out his YouTube channel. It looks so beautiful. Now you're probably wondering, if it's just the 2 steelbooks that I've commissioned, why is this box so big? We'll get to that later, but next we're going to go to Revolution of the Daleks. It's a similar deal to Twice Upon a Time. We've got a lot of elements to play with here. Lots of companions, a different variation of Dalek, and I couldn't think of anyone better to help me complete this 13th Doctor steelbook collection than artist Rafe Warbank. Rafe always does wonderful, colourful work and has also made some brilliant official Doctor Who artwork through Big Finish productions like these incredible 5th Doctor ones, as well as, more relevantly for us, 13th Doctor artwork. So let's take a look at what Rafe did for Revolution of the Daleks. For this one, I kind of let Rafe have more or less free reign because they're such a brilliant artist and they've worked with the 13th Doctor so much already. The main stipulation for me was no Barrowman. You know, if this is going to be part of my collection for a long time, I'd rather not have it age really badly. But yeah, on the front, we've got the 13th Doctor in her prison outfit. We've got the bubbles here with the 13th Doctor's companions, Yaz, Ryan, and Graham. We also have a little iris of the Dalek eye stalk here. There's the spine as well, consistent with the other ones from the era with the horizontal logo, Revolution of the Daleks. And on the back, I'm not actually sure what's happened here. I think this may have been an issue on the printing side. The artwork itself doesn't have this poster. I actually have no idea what this image is doing here because I never sent this to the printer. I did a quick Google and I found this on Pinterest, and I'm pretty sure that that is the poster that we're seeing here. I've never seen this before in my life from Philo de Jeffrey on Twitter. Apparently this is on Pinterest, Yeah, I don't know what this is doing here. I need to get in touch with the printers because, yeah, that's a bit disappointing. Yeah, I've never seen that image before in my life, let alone sending it to the printer. It's meant to just be the Daleks here, which is a shame because the Dalek design, the defense drone, is gorgeous, and I think that this just covers up most of that work. But yeah, for this design, I did ask Rafe for the defense drone Dalek as well as the traditional bronze one because they're at war in this story, and I think that Rafe really delivered here. But on the inside, once again, I chose this image. Once we take this sticker, thank you very much, Masters of Steel, it's this brilliant shot of the Daleks surrounding the TARDIS above London. I thought it was really, really cool to be able to have the 13th Doctor's floating TARDIS on one side of the Steelbook and then the Dalek army on the other side. I think it looks really, really cool. It's a brilliant image. Love it, love it, love it. So there we have it. Doctor Who Twice Upon a Time and Doctor Who Revolution of the Daleks Steelbooks finally out there in the world with amazing artwork by Tom Bowen and Rafe Warbank. All that's left to do now is to add them to the collection. So in this box, you may be wondering why there's so many steelbooks in here. Here we go, we got some more. There we go. And the reason for that is I wanted to be able to return the favour. So there's a copy of each steelbook here for me, obviously, of course. I'm also going to be sending copies to Tom and Rafe, who have been providing the brilliant artwork you've seen over the course of this video. And the other ones that are still here, I'm going to be sending to 2 lucky viewers. So if you want to be in with a chance of winning steelbooks of Doctor Who Twice Upon a Time and Doctor Who Revolution of the Daleks, then follow these instructions. Firstly, make sure that you're subscribed to the Mr. TARDIS YouTube channel. Then leave any comment down below in the comment section. That's all you need to do. Be subscribed and leave a comment. And you know what, while you're down there, hit the like button as well. That's not a prerequisite, you don't have to do that to enter, but it'll be very nice. After this video has been live for a full month, I will randomly select 2 commenters and we'll sort out getting these steelbooks to you. I will ship worldwide, and also the discs are not included. These are just the cases. So you're going to have to get your own Blu-ray or DVD of Twice Upon a Time and Revolution of the Daleks. This is just the steelbook cases. Hey folks, it's been around 6 weeks since I recorded the last segment of the video, and literally like the day that I recorded that, I got in touch with Masters of Steel, told them what the issue was, and they apologised and sent me basically replacement copies. Thanks so much to Masters of Steel for very quickly responding and for rectifying the issue. Well, hopefully they've rectified the issue. I haven't actually looked properly in the box yet. Alright, let's get us some steelbooks. Let's take off this plastic film. Here we go. Doctor Who, Revolution of the Daleks, and on the back there is the unbesmirched Dalek, the defense drone. Rafe Warbank's artwork is here, unobscured, brilliant stuff. Thank you so much to Masters of Steel for sending these replacement copies. So I don't know what I'm going to do with the original ones. I might include them as part of the giveaway. So if you want just the Revolution of the Dalek steelbook, but with the poster on the back as well, then, you know, I'll throw those into the competition as well as like a runner-up prize for a bunch of other people. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I recorded this follow-up to let folks know that this issue was resolved. I do now properly have these proper intended versions of the Revolution of the Daleks steelbook with the brilliant artwork from Rafe. And once again, thank you to Masters of Steel for quickly rectifying the issue. Really appreciate it. And yeah, that's been this project that I've been working on for several months now in collaboration with Tom and Rafe and also Masters of Steel. Check out Masters of Steel as well on Instagram and on TikTok. I'll leave links and everything all in the description below. Masters of Steel does take commissions. He's also got an online store with lots of other unique steelbook cases, so check him out. But yeah, hopefully this project has managed to scratch that Doctor Who steelbook itch for me, at least for the time being. Soon, my pet. Soon. Thanks for watching everyone. You all know what to do next. Get in that comment section. Be sure to subscribe to the channel to be in with a chance of winning the giveaway. And while you're down there, hit the like button and check out the brilliant artists and creatives who helped to make this project a reality. I've put links to them in the description below. Masters of Steel, Tom Bowen, Rafe Warbank. Check them all out. But of course, a project like this does not come cheap. I had to commission those steelbooks, I had to commission the artwork. So a massive thanks to my YouTube members and my patrons for helping to support this channel financially and helping to make a project like this possible. You'll see the names of my members and patrons on screen right now, but I want to give a shout out to these particular supporters: Tuba City Blues, Daniel Davis, Dean Jones, Air Hoovian, High Lord Wolnir, John, Joseph Adams, Lard Dragon Ezra, Leela, Marianne Mogensen, Michael Serrano, PLD, Palex, Phantom Forge, Raven Woods, Retrospective Raccoon, Ray Sprinkle, Reese Lloyd, RJL, Ross A.T. Stewart, The Brit Sniper, and The Scarlet Watcher. Thanks so much to my members and my patrons, thanks to you for watching, and I'll see you folks next time. Good luck in the competition.